Okay, I call to order this meeting, the Committee of Adjustment for Loyalist Township at 6 o'clock. This meeting will be held in a virtual manner where committee members, staff, and the public can participate electronically. This meeting is being live streamed and recorded and will be available on the township website. Notice is hereby provided that under the authority of the Municipal Act and in accordance with the Municipal Freedom of Information and Protection of Privacy Act, all information obtained is considered part of the public record. And we have a recommendation that the agenda of March 2nd, 2026 Committee of Adjustment meeting be confirmed as circulated. Do I have a mover and a seconder?
So
moved by Mr. Lindsay, seconded by Councillor Willis. All in favor? And that is carried. Do we have any disclosure of pecuniary interest in the general nature thereof? Seeing and hearing none, we will move on. Adoption of the minutes. The recommendation is that the minutes of the February 2nd Committee of Adjustment meeting be adopted as circulated. Are there any errors or omissions? Could I get a mover and a seconder then, please? Moved by the mayor, seconded by Ms. Hajnik. All in favor? And that is carried. Public meeting 5.1, application for sign bylaw minor variance 252 Main Street, Odessa. Does staff have anything they wish to add to that, Mr. Griffin?
Yes, thank you. Thank you through the chair. So as some of you may remember, a variance request was brought forward to the January Committee of Adjustment meeting to permit a reduction in the setback of a billboard sign from 100 meters from the home at 310 Main Street and 90 meters from the home at 311 Main Street in Odessa. Prior to the meeting, the owners of 311 Main Street submitted a letter to the committee which outlined concerns about the placement of the sign, buffering, and impacts on their property. After much discussion, the committee passed a referral motion to have staff review the possibility of maintaining the 100-meter setback from 311 Main Street. So, and then following the meeting, the staff met with the applicant, and the applicant revised the location of the sign and pushed it further northwest so that it maintained the 100-meter setback from 311 Main Street. However, in doing so, it did push the sign closer to the Odessa non-for-profit housing, which is a residential building. So it still needs to be, the 100-meter setback still needs to be maintained as per the sign bylaw, than 100 meters. So the sign is now proposed to be 83 meters from 295 Main Street, which is the Odessa nonprofit housing, as well as 86 meters from 310 Main Street, which is to the east. Staff circulated a letter to the owners of 295 Main Street in early February, and have not received any comments or concerns from the owners. As such, staff are recommending approval as the intent of the bylaw is being met, as there's considerable buffering between the sign and 310 Main Street, being the water tower and existing tree coverage, and as well from 295 Main Street, as there's existing trees, as well as County Road 2 and the not the commercial, but the residential parking lot of the non-for-profit housing, which allows for a considerable buffer. Therefore, staff are recommending approval. Thank you.
Thank you. Any members of the committee have any questions for staff? Okay, seeing none. Could we ask if there's anybody in the audience, either the group asking for the waiver or any general members of the public?
Through you, Mr. Chair, I do have one person in the virtual waiting room with their hand raised. I'll let them in.
Yeah, thank you. Are they in?
Yes, they are. I think they're just setting up their mic and camera
Okay.
right now.
Hello?
Hello, I see Becky. Is that who I'm talking to?
Yes, yes.
Sure. If you could just identify your name and your address and for the record, please.
My name is Becky Brown. I live at 311 Main Street.
Okay.
May I address the committee?
Sure. Please go ahead.
I do have a question. Was the other address ever sent a letter from this new variance? The 2295?
Mr. Griffin, do you have an answer to that?
Yes, thank you through the chair. Yes, a letter was sent.
Okay. Any other further comments?
I'm not sure the other addresses actually received the letter or understand when I did communicate with them. And I'm not sure they understand that this meeting is occurring right now. They are quite an older, I'm not sure they're in the virtual swing of things. So I'm not sure they're connected to joining a virtual meeting.
Have any comment on that, Mr. Griffin?
Yeah, thank you through the chair. So I can confirm a letter was circulated to the landowner of 295 Main Street. We have not received any communication back, and therefore we move forward with the file.
Okay, thank you. And I do believe, Becky, there is opportunity to call in, and any letter the township sends out, there's a contact number. So given that the letter was sent and there was no response, we can move ahead then from here.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Is there anyone else, Jane, or I guess it was Jillian in the lobby?
Through you, Mr. Chair, I'm not seeing anyone else with their
Okay.
hand raised.
Thank you. So we have a recommendation, I'll just read it out. That the report from the Developmental Services Division dated March 2nd, 2026, reapplication for a sign bylaw minor variance 252 Main Street, Odessa be received, and that a minor variance to bylaw 2022-053 being a bylaw to regulate signs and other advertising devices to reduce the setback of a billboard sign from the neighboring dwellings from 100 meters to 86 meters and 83 meters be approved, subject to the conditions as outlined in the report. Could I have a mover and a seconder, please? Moved by Councillor Willis, seconded by Mr. Lindsay. Is there any further discussion? I'll call the question. All in favor? And that motion is carried. Thank you. 5.2, 1485 Rose Road, David Wood severance. Who would like to speak to that?
Through you, Mr. Chair,
Thank you.
I'm gonna speak on this file. So 1485 Rose Road, this application was proposed to consent to sever a residential lot within an area of 1.4 hectares and a road frontage of 161 meters onto Rose Road. The proposed retained lot has an area of 12 hectares and road frontage of 300 meters onto Rose Road. On the property described as part lot of 25 concession 5 designated as part 1 plan 29R 2628 in the former township of Understown, Lawless Township in the county of Lennox and Anneton, more particularly located at 1485 Rose Road. The subject property is designated rural in Schedule A, and there is a wildlife corridor shown on Schedule B along the southern portion of the property on the township's official plan and zone ruler in the township zoning bylaw. The proposed lot configuration maintains the rural character of the area and does not impact existing neighboring residential use. The proposed severance is not anticipated to have any negative impacts on the wildlife corridor or its ecological functions present on the retained lands. The land The lot area and frontage of the proposed severed and retained conforms with the zoning requirements. Therefore, staff are recommending approval of the consent application as it is consistent with the PPS and official plan.
Thank you. Any members of the committee have any questions for staff for clarification or information? Mr. Lindsay, please go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. What I'm going to raise really doesn't fall under the purview of a committee's responsibility regarding the 4 tests under the Planning Act. However, maybe just a point of clarification or for staff to take a look at this, because what I noticed on the actual application form that was filled out by the applicant, there is a discrepancy of dates on the signature pages. I do read these things. On the document that deals with the notice of collection under the Freedom of Information Act, MFIPA, it's signed December 30th, 2000. And then if you look at the access of land document, again, you see the same date, December 30th, 2000. However, when you look at the final statutory declaration, it's 30th of December 2025, which I think is probably the correct date. And again, when you look at the agreement to indemnify document, it's December 30th, 2005. I just want to ensure so that this application can go through its process, especially when it gets to a place like land titles to register, that there's no difficulty. So perhaps the proponent can come in and amend those 2 areas to make the dates consistent throughout all the documentation. That's the only thing I just want to bring to staff's attention. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Mr. Griffin, do you have a comment on that?
Yeah, thank you through the chair. Yes, definitely. We are meeting with the applicant next week to go over everything and we'll have them amend that. Thank you for bringing that to our attention.
Thank you.
Is there anybody else on the committee has any questions or comments? Do we know if the applicant is in and wishes to speak to the committee?
Through the chair, I can confirm I spoke with the applicant today. He was unavailable to come to the committee meeting. However, he confirmed he was in agreement with the conditions.
Okay, thank you. Can we find out, is there anyone in the virtual audience?
Through you, Mr. Chair, I'm not seeing anyone in the virtual audience with their hand raised.
Okay, thank you. So I'm going to read the recommendation and I'm just asking for some direction here, Mr. Griffin. Should I read that as approved in the report, or should I add as amended in the report, or just read it as is?
Through the chair, as is fine.
Thank you.
The application is we can make that change without any conditions or
Okay.
anything like that.
Thank you. Okay, so we have a recommendation that the report from the Development Services Division dated March 2nd, 2026, re D10-2025-0009, 1485 Rose Ward, David Wood, severance be received, and that the application D10-2025-0009 affecting property described as being part of Lot 25, Concession 5, designated as Part 1, Plan 29R-2628 in the former township of Ernestown, Loyalist Township in the county of Lennox and Addington, more particularly located at 1485 Rose Road, be approved subject to the conditions as outlined in the report. Could I have a mover and a seconder, please? Moved by Councillor Willis, seconded by Ms. Hasnick. Any further comments or questions? Call the question. All in favor? And that is passed. Thank you. On my notes here, okay. 5.3, 1291 Neil Road, 1766849 Ontario Inc. Severance staff. Who would like to talk to this one?
Yes, Through you, Mr. Chair, the proposed application D10 2025-0007 consent to sever residential lot with an area of 1.04 hectares and road frontage of 62.53 meters onto County Road 2 and 132 meters onto Neil Road. The proposed retail lot has an area of 27.66 hectares and 115 meters of road frontage on County Road 2 and 822 meters of road frontage on Neil Road. The property described as Part Lot 42 Concession 3 Ernestown as in ER 9315 save and accept Part 1 and 2 29R 11399 subject to an easement as an ER 14359 Loyalist Township in County of Lennox and Addington, more particularly located at 129 Neil Road. The subject property is designated as rural in Schedule A, environmentally sensitive in Schedule B, and bedrock study areas in Schedule J of the Township Official Plan, and zoned rural in Loyalist Township zoning bylaw. The proposed lot configuration maintains the rural character of the area and does not impact existing neighboring residential uses. The aggregate assessment and national heritage assessment was submitted as part of the application. The national heritage study was reviewed by a peer reviewer and confirmed that there were no negative impacts on the ecological functions present on the property. The lot area and road frontage of the proposed severed and retail lot conforms with the zoning requirements. Therefore, staff are recommending approval of the consent application as it is consistent with the PPS and official plan.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there anyone on the committee who wishes to ask for any questions or clarification with staff? Seeing no hands raised, is the applicant in the audience and wish to speak to the item?
Through you, Mr. Chair, I'm not seeing the applicant in the audience.
Are there any members of the general public in the audience who wish to speak to the item?
Again, through you, Mr. Chair, I'm not seeing anyone with their hand raised.
Okay, we have the recommendation as followed, that the application D10-2025-0007 affecting property described as Part Lot 42 Concession 3 Ernestown as in ER 9315 save and accept parts 1 and 2 29R 11399 subject to an easement as in ER 14359 Loyalist Township in the county of Lennox and Addington, be more particularly located at 1291 Neil Road, be approved subject to the conditions as outlined in the report. Could I get a mover and a seconder?
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Lindsay, seconded by Mr. James. Is there any further discussion? Seeing and hearing none, I'll call a question. All in favor? And that motion is carried. Thank you. 5.4. MP Road, Jim Perry and Tammy Perry, minor variance. Staff like to speak to that, please.
Yes. Through you, Mr. Chair, proposed application of 2331 MP Road proposes to increase the height of a detached accessory building from 4 meters to 5.5 meters and build an accessory building closer to the street line than the principal dwelling. Staff are recommending approval of the application as it meets 4 tests of minor variance. First, general intent and purpose of the official plan is met as the proposed use is a permitted use and the requested variance does not conflict with the policies in the rural designation and environmentally sensitive overlay. Second, the general intent and purpose of the zoning bylaw is met as the proposal will not negatively impact the streetscape, neighboring properties, and the building will be incidental and secondary to the primary residential use. Third, the requested variance is considered appropriate development of the land as the proposed accessory building is in keeping with the residential use of the property. Fourth, the variance can be considered minor as the height and location of the proposed accessory building will not create any adverse impact to neighboring properties or the streetscape. Therefore, staff are recommending approval for minor variance application. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there any members of the committee that have any questions for the staff? Mr. Lindsay, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. When I reviewed the application form again on this one and looked at the diagram that was supplied with the application form, I noticed that the existing, or I'm not sure if this house is built yet, but the proposed residence, I'm going to call it proposed residence, showed an attached garage to that property. Then with this application, they're also showing another garage sort of out in front of the dwelling unit, which is not consistent with the zoning requirement to have these garages at least level with the existing property. So I guess my question to staff is that why are there two garages being proposed on this site? And are our staff comfortable that the proposed garage, this newest garage, will not be used for commercial purposes? I just want to see if that was discussed with the applicant. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Through you, Mr. Chair, when the applicant came to submit the application, it was confirmed that the height restriction and the detached accessory building, as in garage, was just for the storage and personal use. They are not they confirmed that they will not use this accessory building for any commercial use.
So if I may, Mr. Chair, I guess maybe I've seen this happen. They convert the garage into additional living space and then create a new one, which looks like what's happening here. I just don't understand why they need this second building when they already have a garage shown in the original drawings. However, if staff is comfortable with what the proponent has told them, what the purposes is for personal storage, I guess maybe putting in a large boat or something, then I guess I'm willing to accept this at this point.
Thank you. Is there any other members of the committee? Any questions? No. We have anybody in the virtual audience or the applicant wishes to speak?
Through you, Mr. Chair, I believe the applicant is in the audience and has raised their hand to speak. I'll let them in now.
Okay, thank you. I see Tammy Perry, and if you're there, if it's you, Tammy, could you turn on your mic and your...
Jim Perry here.
Yeah, okay, thank you, Jim.
Yeah, so this is a total new build. We discussed with the township there. It's a total new build. The garage on the house is a mirror image to the detached garage. So it's the aesthetics of the property itself. It's nothing to do with any commercial use. It's just going to be storage and play toys in the one garage. My wife likes to have her vehicle and our vehicles in the garage on the house, so that's where we're going with this.
Okay, thank you, Jim.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, so we have a recommendation as follows, that the report from the Developmental Services Division dated March 2nd, re D13-2026-0001, 2331 Empey Road, Jim Perry and Tammy Perry, minor variance be received, that the minor variance application D13-2026-0001, affecting the property described as part lot East Concession, Gore Ernestown, Part 2 on Plan 29R 11483 Loyalist Township in the County of Lennox and Addington, and more in particularly addressed as 2331 Empey Road, to increase the height of detached accessory building from 4 meters to 5.5 meters and build accessory buildings closer to the street line than the principal dwelling, be approved subject to the conditions as outlined in the report. Could I get a mover Mayor Hagedorn, seconded by Councillor Willis. Is there any further discussion? All in favor? And that motion is carried. Thank you. We have no decisions. We have no other business. Upcoming meeting date of April 7th, 2026. And I guess I'm going to ask for a motion to adjourn at 6:24. Moved by Councillor Willis, seconded by Mr. Lindsay. All in favor, and that is carried.